right. Shalom Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, Barakadam to the brothers. Shalom Yahweh Hashem. Shalom Shamar Alathah Hashem Yahweh Shah to the sisters. This is ISUPK Delaware Sabbath Service. And we're getting ready to get started. Laya Shala.
Laya Shala.
Nice. All right, what we'd like to do is go ahead and send up the prayers in the Hebrew and in the English. This is the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Kodash. Hayah. Shemka. Yahweh. Malakaka. Taba'ah. Ratzaika. Hayah. Aisha. Ba'arataza. Kawa. Hayah. Bashemayim. Nathanawa. Lakam. Kal. Yawam. Wasalak Lanaw. Kabawathanaw. Kasalaknaw. Kabawafinaw. Wala'a. Tabia'aynaw. Banasaya 1. Abol. Hayashayanaw. Mayan. Rai. Kaya. Laka. Hamalakwath. Waha'ala. Wahafaparath. La'awalamyam. Aman. In the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it. All right. This is a prayer for Hakat, the power. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Baba Koshah. Nathanaw. Hakat. Lara Pa'ah. Kal Makalah. Wakal Manawa. Hakat. Latahar. Hamatazaria. Hakat. Lahakwi. Amathian. Hakat. Arawakawa. Hatama Allah. Lagarashun. Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Tawada Aman. In the English. Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shah.
Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shah.
Please give us the power. The power to heal. All manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shah. Thank you. So be it. All right. It's a prayer to bless Israel. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Barakanawa. Wayasha'ala. Wahabayat Sapari. Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Tawada Aman. In the English. Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shah. Bless us. And Israel. And the school. In the name of Yahweh Shah. Thank you. So be it. All right. This is Psalms 121. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Ahahariam, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Azaria, Ma'ayin, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Ra'aratazah, Ayathan, Lamawat, Regalka, Al-Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayashan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al-Yad, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ayakaka, Wayarak, Balayala,
Balayawa.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Yashamarka,
Yashamar.
Makal Rai,
Makaira.
Yashamar,
Yashamar.
Aknapashka,
Atapash.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Yashamar,
Yashamar.
Taza Afka,
Taza Ak.
Waba Wa'aka, Ma'aitha,
Ma'aita.
Wa'ai,
Wa'ain.
Awalum.
Alawam.
In the English, I will lift up mine eyes to the hills,
I will lift up my eyes into the hills.
from whence comes my help.
With which cometh my help?
My help cometh from the Lord,
My help cometh from the Lord,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee
He that keepeth thee
will not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
he that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy shade
The Lord is thy shade
upon thy right hand.
upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee
The Lord shall preserve thee
from all evil.
from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in,
and thy coming in.
from this time forth
From this time forth
and even forevermore.
for even forevermore.
All right. Psalms 83. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Al Damayalaka.
Al Dama Yamaka.
Al Takarash.
Al Takarash.
Wa Al Tashakwat.
Well, Al Takashakwash.
Al
Al
Kayahana.
Kayayanan.
Awayabyaka.
Iba Yamuka.
Yahama Yawan.
Yahama Yawam.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Al Imaka.
Ayam.
Ya'irayamwa.
Ya'aya Rayam.
Sawada.
Sawada.
Wayatha.
Wayatha.
Ya'ai Tazawa.
Ya'a Tazawa.
Al Tazapawamyaka.
Al Tazapawanka.
Amarwa.
Amarwa.
Lakawa.
Lakawa.
Wanakakidam.
Wanakakia.
Magoya.
Magorian.
Wala Yasakar.
Wa'al La Yasakam.
Sham Yasha'ala.
Sham Yashala.
Iwada.
Iwada.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Naba I Tazawa.
Nabawa Tazawa.
Laba.
Laba.
Yakadwa.
Yakamwa.
Al Yaka.
Al Yanka.
Bar Yath.
Warrior Yak.
Yakarath.
Rayara.
Salakia. Yakarathwa. Ahalia.
Ahari.
Adawam.
Adawam.
Wayashimialim.
Why Yasha Shama Amnya.
Mawa'aba.
Malawada.
Wahagarian.
Wayagari.
Gabal.
Gabar.
Wa'amawan.
Wa'ayawam.
Wa'amalak.
Wa'ayawak.
Palashath.
Pala Shalaf.
Amyashabya.
I'm like Shumka.
Tazawar.
Tazawar.
Gamashawar.
Wagasamor.
Nalawa.
Nalawawa.
Imam.
Amam.
Hayawa.
Ayawa.
Zerawai.
Zarawa.
Labanya Lawat.
Labunya Lawat.
Salah.
Salah.
Aisha Laham.
I shai la ya la ho
Kamajian.
Kamaki.
Kasaya Sara'a.
Kasaya Sarah.
Kayabian.
Kayapya.
Banakal.
Bana Kala. Oh.
Kawash. Kayashwan.
Kwa Yashawan.
Nashamadwa.
Nashabak.
By Ayanda Ara.
Bayai Dan Diara.
Hayawa.
Ayawa.
Daman.
Daman.
La Adma.
La Aqua.
Sayatamwa.
Shayatama.
Nadayatmawa.
Nada Yamdua.
Kairab.
Kaira.
Wakazaba.
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 Wakatazamanai.
Wakatasa La Mana.
Kal Nasiyakamwa.
Kal Nai Saya Yaika Nunwa.
Kal Nasiyakamwa. Ashar.
Ashar.
Amarwa.
Amar.
Nayarasha.
Naya Shara.
Lanawa.
Lalawa.
Af. Na'awath.
Nayawa.
Alahayam.
Alahayam.
Alahaya.
Alahaya.
Sayatamwa.
Shayatama.
Kagalgala.
Kagaya.
Kakwash.
Kokwash.
Lapanya Raka.
Lapanyo Ra Wa Ka.
Ka'ash.
Kaash.
Thaba Ira Ya Ira.
Daba Ira Yo Ira.
Wakalaba.
Wakalaba.
Thalahat.
Talaha.
Harayam.
Hayayam.
Khan.
Khan.
Tharadatma.
Dayadanma.
Basa Irika.
Basa Ira.
Wabasa Wapafka.
Maya Sa Wa
Wapafka.
Pataka.
Thaba Halam.
Daba Halam.
Mala'a.
Mala'a.
Panyaham.
Palayam.
Kwalawan.
Kwalawam.
Wayabakwashwa.
Waya Pakoshua.
Shamka.
Shinka.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Yabashwa.
Yabashka.
Wayabahawa.
Waya Bahowa.
Ayai.
Ayahai.
Wayakaparwa.
Waya Kapara.
Wayabadwa.
Waya Buffwa.
Wayadaiwa.
Waya the Waya.
Kayatha, Shemka, Yahweh, Labaka, Aliyah 1, Al, Kal, Ha'aratazah. All right, in the English. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still.
Be not still.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
For lo,
thy
enemies make a tumult.
Thy enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee,
and they that hated thee,
have lifted up the head.
has lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel.
They have taken crafty counsel
Against thy people.
Against thy people.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said, Come,
and
let us cut them off.
And let us cut them off.
From being a nation.
From being a nation.
That the name of Israel,
may
be no more remembered.
May be no more remembered.
For they have consulted together. With one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom. And the Ishmaelites. Of Moab. And the Hagarenes. Gebal. And Ammon. And Amalek. The Philistines. With the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah. Do unto them. As unto the Midianites. As to Sisera. As to Jabin. At the brook of Kison. Which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like a red. And like Zaed. Yea. All their princes. As Abba. And as Amunah. Who said, Let us take to ourselves. The houses of Yahweh in possession. Oh my power. Make them like a wheel. As a stumble before the wind. As the fire burneth the wood. And as the flame set the mountains on fire. So persecute them. With thy tempest. And make them afraid. With thy storm. Fill their faces with shame. That they may seek thy name. Oh Yahweh. Let them be confounded. In trouble forever. Yea. Let them be put to shame. And perish. That men may know. That thou. Whose name alone. Is Yahweh. Art the most high. Over all the earth. All right. Sorry. All right. And Yeshabian. Let's be seated. Most high in Christ, man. It's always good to recite those prayers, man, and just remember what these prayers is all about, man. This is the prayers of the falling down of our oppressor, man. Those who seek to oppress us. You know what I mean? And as you can see, like we indicated, man, all those who come up against us is listed in that prayer, man. All of these that seek to be above us, they're all listed in that prayer, man. That prayer is so important. And what I can tell you is that, the Most High definitely hears the prayers of the righteous, because look at what's happening today, man. Look at what's happening in Kentucky, man. Like all them tornadoes that went down. That's because we've been praying for the destruction of this world, man. You know what I mean? Some of y'all might not know about, what happened in Kentucky with the Kentucky 8. You know what I'm saying? They came up against them brothers, man, and the brothers had to go to ground against Kentucky, and they prevailed and came home. You know what I mean, with the Bible in the pocket for untouched. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta understand, man. Don't come up against God's chosen children, man, because you will find out very quickly that the Most High is very specific and very particular about who he loves and who he protects. And the one thing that we got to make sure that we do as a people is we just got to be obedient. You know what I'm saying? We got to be obedient to the will of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much what we're reading about here in the book of Exodus. You know what I'm saying? This is a time when our forefathers had cried out to the Most High, and he heard the noise. He heard the cries of our people because of the harsh bondage that we were going through. And I'm gonna tell you, man, just like in today's day, man, like we going through some harsh bondage as a people, but it's not nearly where it's going to get. You know what I'm saying? Because we still trust in our oppressor. We still love our oppressor. We still want to save our oppressor. We want to be one with our oppressor. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to come a time You know what I mean? When we look to separate ourselves, and it's not going to be done by our own power. It's going to be done by the Most High. He's definitely going to cause a separation between us and them. So we're going to pick up where we left off last week in the last week's Sabbath service. What we was pretty much talking about here. We talked about how Pharaoh would continuously harden his heart, man. And the one thing that's crazy is that it got to the point where his own people, you know what I'm saying, was like, man, let these people go, man. Like, let these people go and serve. Like, let's be separate from these people, you know what I'm saying? But it even came a time when even they were against us. Even they wanted us to stay in bondage. You see what I'm saying? So, but it was getting pretty heavy. And I guess we kind of touched on it last week on how Pharaoh might have felt as though he had power and authority, being able to tell Moses, hey, stop this. Tell your God to stop doing this. And that's probably one of the reasons why, well, shoot, I got the power to tell the man that talks to the man. You know what I'm saying? Right. So therefore, I'm in some way, shape, or form, I'm still controlling this. You know what I'm saying? But worse things were coming. And he actually got a warning of this one, Con.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? He actually got a warning of this. He said, listen, man, I'm gonna send hell upon you, man, and that hell is gonna be treacherous, man. It's gonna kill people. It's gonna kill your flocks. It's gonna tear down your trees, and it's gonna be a fire upon the earth.
Right.
And Pharaoh was a non-believer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't want to listen. You know what I'm saying? And so,
if I may,
come.
what you're bringing out is heavy. I mean, they're going to do the same thing today, just like right now, our own people. It's hard for our own people to really understand that we are the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Right. It's hard for them to grasp that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And just imagine. And then you got those naysayers that say, oh, you saying that you're going to have ships that's going to come out of the sky? Come on.
God.
And right now they're saying it's a whole lot of reporting of unidentified flying objects in the sky right now. So you don't hear that too much. You saying that they're going to come out of the sky? Well, that's a strong possibility.
Right.
That's a strong possibility. Sidebar, if I may. That movie, what you watching, Cross the Line?
Yeah. What's it called? The other foot.
Right.
Yeah.
What's interesting about that is I really, by studying the effect of television and the effect of movies, just movie projection itself. That's a strong piece because that can begin to shape the minds of the people, a possibility of things like that's related to us, because that movie is about a particular group of people.
Right.
Like how they're going to determine if you the descendants of slaves. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to use the mother too. I know they're definitely going to have to use the father.
Right.
But it starts to shape the mind for our people to start to believe things that's difficult for them to believe, like we special.
I honestly, like the Bible says, man, no man shall redeem you. You know what I'm saying? Right. And as far as that reparation, I don't think that'll ever happen. You see what I'm saying? I don't think that'll ever happen because, if it did, it would be because the Most High, he wanted us to believe in our oppressor even more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He wanted us to be able to make it harder for us to separate from, but we already love that oppressor. You know what I'm saying?
I would say this, if I may. If it does happen, when it does happen, one of the two, it'll be under Yahushua. I believe that when he comes and subdue nations, then we're gonna get all of those things that's naturally ours. So in a sense, yes, but not from. It's not gonna be it's not gonna be a man that redeem us.
I definitely see what you're saying, because I think like you said, when Yahushua comes, like how the scripture talks about how we would take them into possession. And
Right.
I think it's in what's it, Nehemiah, where it talks about it talks about how they we taking all the riches of their princes, of their king. You know what I mean? We taking all their stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it just like in the land of Egypt. You see what I'm saying? When they was like, man, here, take everything. Get up out of here.
Right.
Get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, same thing. Ain't nothing new in the sun. You know what I mean? Excuse me. It's gonna be the same thing. You know what I mean? They're gonna have to go through some sort of serious judgment to make them turn and say, you know what? We wrong for what we did. You know what I mean? Here, take it all. You see what I'm saying? And even in that, you know what I mean? It wasn't even like they said they was wrong. They just was sick and tired of getting, you know what I mean, killed and torn down.
Right.
Right. You was gonna say something, sir?
Yeah, I mean it's just real heavy. You know, just really understanding the event. I don't like to use the word story.
Right.
The event that took place in Egypt. You know, it really gives you an understanding when you really, unless you talk to a real freaks. Like sometimes I talk to real freaks, right? And what I mean by that is, if I may, that's somebody that's a Christian that'll say anything.
Right.
You know, and that's where the show come from. A Christian say anything because they will say anything, you know. But when you talk to someone that got some type of common sense and understand that Moses went in for a particular group of people,
right?
The God of the Hebrews,
right?
That right there begins to shape the mind and get you to start spinning and thinking that the Most High can come and redeem a group of people, just one group of people. You know, I think what we have to do as fishermen is to reshape the mind and get them to understand that in order to understand this, you have to be born again. So that's definitely a reshaping of the mind. You know? So I just wanted to add that. I mean, it's just so heavy, the event that took place with Moses. I mean, it's just so heavy. And it's like, if I may, and even when we're talking about that, just put into play that Paul used Pharaoh as a understanding of what was going on in this dispensation of time. You know, he said, just as Pharaoh was lifted up, you know, Pharaoh was lifted up for that one cause, for the Most High to send a man in to his nation with a stick and redeem a nation of people. So, you know, that starts to shape the mind and starts to put an image that, wow, I mean, it was just one nation. You know, it was just a man with a stick, and Paul did use that all the way in this dispensation. Now, if I may, I wanted to just, if I can, I want to touch on, I believe, why Paul used Pharaoh as an example in what's that, Romans 9. Okay. Right. I believe he used Pharaoh as based on how I see it, is that I believe he used Pharaoh as an example because he initially began off talking about Esau. That's what he was really talking about. But he used Pharaoh as an example about Esau, and he had just came off with all Israel is not Israel. So I believe that was talking about those that was over them at that time, which were the Edomites. We were under captivity. We was under their rulership. We was under Rome. And I believe that's why he used that as an illustration, and we should use that as an illustration right now today. I think that's an excellent example that it shows that the same thing happened in Egypt is the same thing happening now. And, you know, it just begin to, you know, reshape the mind and cause one to be born again.
Yeah, Shalom and Christ, man. Yeah, I mean, like when we read the story, you know what I mean, leading up to it, you could tell. You know what I mean? I implore anybody that's watching this series, man, like, well, not series, but that's watching this, go back in the Sabbath service. You know what I mean? Go all the way back to when we was in Genesis. You know what I mean? Go back into Exodus, and how when you listen to this the event, you know what I mean? I agree with that. It's an event. It's something that actually happened. This ain't fiction. You know what I mean? Or what they say? Yeah, this ain't fiction. This ain't cat in the hat. You know what I mean? This is something that actually happened, and it also is a pretense or a precursor to what's going to happen.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? So, you know, I implore you, man, anybody, you know, go back, look at the previous Sabbath services and hear how, you know what I mean, it's been modernized. You know what I mean? The same thing, that same harsh condition, that same look at what's going on right now. I'm gonna get right into it because we're gonna have a short class. We're going out to Jersey to feed our people, man. You know what I mean? Most High in Christ. But you know what I mean? We look at how it was talking about how it was a time when Pharaoh was going to let us go, and he saw respite. You know what I mean? He saw a lack in production. He saw a lack in productivity. And as a result, he said, nah, I changed my mind. Get back to work. Look at what's happening right now. You know what I mean? Look what's happening with our nation right now with this pandemic. You see what I'm saying? The pandemic, the harsh work, the harsh labor that we go through so that this country can run. You know what I mean? Look at how they treated the basketball players, and they had them in a bubble. You know what I mean? Look how they had football stadiums. They had fake people in the stands. Like, they still had to keep it, try to going, but they had to make sure, you know what? We ain't going to be able to continue to go like this, man. Look, get a vaccine out, man. Get these people healthy so that we can get back to work. You see what I'm saying? So understand, man, ain't nothing new under the sun, man. It's the same old captivity, man. And the one thing I really like about this event is that, man, what's going to happen to our oppressor today, we're going to forget about this event. We going to be like, man, goodness gracious, forget Egypt, man. What about what happened to, you know what I mean, United States? What about what happened to, you know what I mean, Earth, you know, when we came out of our condition, we got back our kingdom? What about what happened when Yahushua returned? You know what I mean? We're going to be talking about that in those days. Egypt is just going to be like a small thing. That's how you know how wondrous and how powerful and how amazing the Most High is and what he's going to do. You know what I mean? When he judges these nations. All right, so let's get right into it.
You want me to? So like, if you may, want me to read that precept for what you just quoted?
Come.
This is in Jeremiah chapter 23 and verse 7. Salaki, I'm gonna start at verse 5. It says, behold, the day cometh, saith Yahweh, that I will rise unto David a righteous branch, and a king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth. In his days, Judah shall be saved, and Israel shall dwell safely. And this is the name whereby he shall be called, the Lord our righteousness. Therefore, behold, the day cometh, saith the Lord, that they shall no more say, the Lord liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of Egypt. Verse 8, but Yahweh liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north, and from all countries whither I have driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land.
Boom. Let me jump around that one. Goodness gracious. You know what I'm saying? That's right. They will land in their own land, man. That's what I'm saying. That time is coming.
So like, if I make sure what's heavy is, it's saying out of the country of the north. It's letting you know. And notice it says also, it talks about in verse 6, Judah and Israel, northern kingdom and southern kingdom. Out of all nations. Out of all nations, man. And they should understand, we everywhere, man. Right. We everywhere. Y'all know we everywhere. They know it. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's all right. Y'all could be blind. Y'all could believe what you want to believe. You know what I mean? But it's going to come a time when the Most High is going to cause you to believe this. You ain't going to have no choice. It's going to be so blatant and so clear. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all going to be wondering, how the heck was I able to believe Islam? How was I able to believe Christianity? What was I thinking? What was I thinking doing the yin and the yang, the yin-yang twin? What's it? I don't know what it is. The whatever that is. The yin, you know what I'm talking about. Yes, I know about you. You
You know what I mean? You believe in everything. You know what I mean? Some people believe in the darkness. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Some people believe that I believe in common. I come from a religion of common sense. You know, I've heard it all. I've heard all types of crazy stuff. You know what I mean? You folks that want to be Kemet and believe that they, you know, pharaohs, people and all that. Yeah, it's going to come a time where you're going to see the power of your power, our power. And you're going to say, no, that's me right there. All right, good. All right, so I'm going to start. I'm going to read 7 verses real quick. We in the book of Exodus, chapter 9, and I'm going to start at verse 29. Let's check here. Oh, no, wait a minute. No, we
Exodus 10, ain't we?
We at 10. Come on. So this is the book of Exodus 10, and I'm going to read 7 verses. All right. Waya Amar, Yahweh, Al, Masha, Ba, Al, Parai, Kaya, Anaya, Haka, Bathafia, Ath, Labawa, Wa'ath, Laba, Iba Dayawa, Lama'ain, Shathaya, Athathaya, Alaha, Bakwa Rabawa, verse 2, Wala Ma'ain, Thasapar, Ba'azanaya, Banak, Waban, Banaka, Ath, Ashar, Hatha I Lalathia, Ba Matazarium, Wa'ath, Athathaya, Ashar, Shamathaya, Bama, Waya Da'ai Thumb, Kaya, Anaya, Yahweh, verse 3, Waya Ba'a, Mashaha, Wa'ahab, Wa'aran, Al, Parai, Waya Maral, Alaya, Kaha, Ka, Amara, Yahweh, Alahaya, Ha'ai Barayam, Aid, Shathai, Salakia, Mathaya, Ma'anath, La'ainath, Mapanaya, Shalak, Imaya, Waya Badanaya, verse 4, Kaya Ama, Ma'an, Atha, Lashalak, Ath, Imaya, Hananiah, Mabaya, Makar, Arabah, Baga, Balak, verse 5, Wakasa, Ath, Ayana, Ha'aratiza, Wala, Yawakal, Lara'ath, Ath, Ha'aratiza, Wa'akal, Ath, Yathar, Hapalata, Hanasha, Arath, Lakam, Mana, Habarad, Wa'akal, Ath, Kal, Ha'atiza, Maka, Lakam, Man, Hashada, verse 6, Wama la'awa, Bathayak, Wabathaya, Cal, Abadayak, Wabathaya, Cal, Matazarium, Ashar, La, Ra'al, Abathayak, Wa'abayath, so like Wa'abawath, Abathayak, Mayawan, Hayawatham, Al, Adama, Id, Hayawam, Hazaha, Wayapan, Wayataza, Ma'ain, so like a Para'ai, verse 7. Waya Amarwa, Ibadia, Para'ai, Ala Yawa, Mathaya, Yahweh, Salakia, Yahweh, Zaha, Lanawa, Lamawa, Kwasha, Shalak, Af, Ha'ana, Shayam, Waya I Badawa, Ath, Yahweh, Allah Hayahum, Hataram, Thadai, Kaya, Abada, Matazarium. All right. That's verse 10.
I'll read it. This is Exodus chapter 10, verse 1. And Yahweh said unto Moses, go in unto Pharaoh, for I have hardened his heart and the heart of his servants, that I might show these my sign before him. Verse 2. And that thou mayest tell in the ears of thy son and of thy son's son what things I have worked in Egypt, and my sign which I have done among them, that ye may know how that I am Yahweh. So now, Salakia, sir, now in verse 2, because I guess this is the Lord, because I wanted to talk about this. In verse 2, it says, and that thy mayest tell in the ears of thy son and of thy son's sons. So this is talking about Moses. This is saying to Moses, to a reminder of what's taking place and the fact that this is the Passover.
Right.
And I believe it goes all the way into the New Testament, Salakia, into the time of Yahushua, when he came and he was still doing the Passover. So I think that this is actually talking about those type of things. Like if you look throughout the scriptures, he always remind them, I'm the God that brought you out of the land of Egypt in your youth and things of that nature. So I think that that's what he's saying here. He's actually saying, and of thy son's son, what things I have wrought in Egypt, like what he did in Egypt, and my signs which I have done among them. And I think it's important that he's saying this to them is because, remember, he purchased us. This is what makes us different also from all nations, that the Most High God himself redeemed Israel, his son, out of Egypt. And I think that's important just as well, that this is the reason why I believe this is talking about for Moses to read. Because even when you go to verse 1, it says, and the Lord said unto Moses, go in unto Pharaoh, for I have hardened his heart and the heart of his servants. So he hardened both of their hearts, that I might show these my signs before him, and that thou might tell in the ears of thy son, which means your son, and of thy son's son, which things I have worked in Egypt, and my signs which I have done among them, that ye, which is you, may know how that I am Yahweh.
Yeah, I see what you're saying there. And, and it's very clear, you know what I mean, that's something that, because again, he made this an order, you know what I mean, a commandment that we must keep this as a feast forever upon our generations. You know what I mean? That's why we even keep it today. We still telling our sons today what happened on the Passover.
That's right.
You know what I mean? That we're doing this in remembrance of what the Most High had did to the Egyptians. So that scripture right there pretty much solidifies that right there. You know what I mean? And understanding that, he was definitely speaking to Moses and saying, thou son, thy son, and thy son's son.
That's
because they don't keep these as traditions. Their sons don't. Their sons don't know. You know what I mean? That we are the children of Israel. Right. You know what I mean? Because they've been hiding it from their children. Right. You see what I'm saying? For so long. But they know, because they seek to oppress us, and they know how to oppress us. And as long as all they got to do is we just have to have iniquity. If I'm saying that right. You know what I mean? As long as we're not keeping our law, they got us. Right. You know what I'm saying? And they know this. You know what I mean? Understand that. And if they don't know it, somebody is telling them. You know what I mean? Somebody is telling them, hey, man, you know what I mean? Make sure they telling the Africans, make sure you sell them blonde hair. Right. You know and
Salaki, if I may, and the Christians definitely don't do it.
No, they definitely
don't do it. Now they'll say, well, we do communion. That's something completely different from the Passover.
The communion is so that's them making a tradition out of what the Most High did. I mean, Salaki, out of what Yahushua did on the Passover. Right. And they say they make that, and some do it every month. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Some do it every fourth Sunday or something like that. But they made a tradition, and Christ never did anything of himself. Right. You see what I'm saying? When he came, he said, ready to Passover. Like if you read, what's that, Luke 22? You know what I mean? He tells you, ready to Passover. That's how this starts. You know what I mean? It was during the Feast of Unleavened Bread. You see what I'm saying? So he wasn't saying, yo, now I want you to take this cup and, and take this bread and only think about me. Nah, you already drinking. You're already eating. What he's saying is, remember what I did. That's it. Right. While you keeping the Passover, remember me also. Right. That's right.
And I would go as saying, just to, so that it can be some type of understanding and a bridge between us and them, to, just to get them to understand that this is valid on what we do. Right. And this is what the scriptures are saying, what you should do. Right. Is the fact that he's the Passover lamb. Right. He's that lamb. He's that sacrificial lamb. He's the lamb that when Moses was told to put it on the doorpost, now Yahushua is that, and he only came for his people. Right. He only came for Israel. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So that's the part that they can parallel between the two and get an understanding. And it also goes to what you quoted earlier about they won't be talking no more about Egypt anymore. Right. They'll be talking about what's going to take place in this captivity. So it shows you that it's a parallel between the two just as well.
Man. Heavy. That's heavy, man. Listen, man, get in the ISUPK, man. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Look. I am definitely trying to.
There's no group out there better than ISUPK.
There's definitely no group out there better than the ISUPK. Here's where you will get the truth. Here's where you get all the secrets. You know what I mean? We're not holding these things.
That's right.
I mean? We ain't special. You know what I mean? I ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you something. We gonna go out here. We're gonna study this book and make sure that we have an answer for every man.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? Because that's what you're supposed to do. You ain't supposed to hide this stuff. This ain't no mystery that to where I'm hiding it. It's a mystery that because you just don't believe it. You know what I'm saying? That's what it comes down to. You just don't want to believe.
You just don't want to believe.
You are dismayed at the signs of heaven. You see what I'm saying? Like Officer Thashiyam had brought out earlier, you know what I mean? Chariots coming. You are dismayed at the thought of that. But you can watch a movie, you know what I mean? And you can believe in Area 51, and you can believe in a war that went on when your oppressor tells you. Yep. You believe anything when your oppressor tells you.
And how it happened, Salakia.
Kana Wakan.
You believe their story.
Yeah, Kana Wakan. You see what I'm saying? But when we tell you these truths and this stuff that's going on right here in your book, in your record, right here in your record, you don't want to hear it. And guess what? Guess what? That's written in there too. That's written in the book too. That you ain't even gonna believe it. You won't even believe it. Bible. What he said to what was that, Ezekiel? He said, "Whether they hear or forbear, you know what I mean, they will know that they were amongst the pride. They will know, you know what I'm saying, that they heard these truths. You know what I'm saying? But our people are a stubborn, stiff-necked people.
Very.
You know what I mean? That's
are they?
Like Isaiah 1:3 says, the ass knoweth his owner, the ox his master's crib, but my people don't know, they won't even consider. You gotta understand, man, everything is written in your record. Everything. Because guess what? Yahweh said, yes, I know about you. Yep. Yahweh knows about you. He knows exactly how his children act, just like you know how your children act. You know exactly what they're going to do. Why? Because they're you. You know exactly what they're going to do. You can predict what they're about to say, the lies that they're going to tell you. Yep. You know right away what they're about to do. You see what I'm saying? And you tell them, don't do it. I know you're going to do it. I know you're going to do it. I know you're going to just don't. And that's what Yahweh said. He said, and it shall happen. Yep. He said, and it shall happen. It shall come to pass that y'all what's that in verse 15? You know what I mean? Deuteronomy 28. You know what I mean? When you read First Kings. Go ahead. I know I was gonna preach. You know what? Okay, so I always, and I'm gonna try to talk about this at least once a week because I always have these conversations. So boom, I'm in the shop, right? And there's a pastor in there that I'm cutting. Mm-hmm. And there's a guy that came in, he was a church guy, I guess. He definitely was a church guy. So he was like, listening to us talk. And he was like, so you're a pastor? He was like, he said, yeah, I'm a pastor. He said, oh, praise the Lord. Bless you, brother. Bless you. I said, well, I'm an Israelite. That's what I got. Silent. But then he finally, when I said, wow, I don't get no bless you or nothing. Wow. So then he finally said, bless you, right? So then I said, we the Israelites though, right? You ever read Deuteronomy 28? He said, yeah, I have, but I've never gotten past 12. I said, hey, listen, man, you need to get past. Wait, and then I said, it says that we be put on slave ships in there. He was like, no, that's how it came out. He never got past 12. He said, I never seen that in there. I said, yeah, that's verse 68. And then I gave him a little bit of 64 too. And then he said, I never got past 12. I said, what the, like, really, brother? Yeah, you know what? I never read, and this is sad, man. I never read Deuteronomy 28. Really? My whole Christian life. I read it. You know what I mean? Never. My whole Christian life. I didn't read it until towards the end where I left it. When I left Christianity. Come on. Well, I read it and studied it. I still couldn't get the understanding it was us. Good night. I knew it was somebody put on ships and everything, but I couldn't grasp that it was us. Man, that Deuteronomy 28 and that Psalms 83 is what got me out of the Christian church, man. Most High in Christ. Yeah, Most High in Christ. Man, I'm gonna tell you. But yeah, let's go ahead and verse 3. Verse 3. Coming off of verse 2, I'm gonna read verse 2 again. It says, I'm gonna go to Exodus chapter 10 and verse 2. And that thou mayest tell in the ears of thy son and of thy son's son what things I have wrought in Egypt, and my signs which I have done among them, that ye may know how that I am Yahweh. And Moses and Aaron came in unto Pharaoh and said unto him, thou saith Yahweh, thy power of the Hebrews, how long wilt thou refuse to humble thyself before me? Let my people go,
that thou mayest serve me, else that thou refuse to let my people go. Behold, tomorrow will I bring the the locusts to thy coast. Now, right then and there, Salakia, if I may, I would have believed it based on what I saw already.
So you know what's crazy? Let me tell you, like, and of course you know, sir, but Most High said it at the very beginning. Verse 1. He says, and the Lord said unto Moses, go into Pharaoh, for I have hardened his heart and the heart of his servants. Like,
I want to talk about that for a minute. Okay, so now people would say, see, look, how could he judge him if he hardened his heart, right? So, and I actually just had a conversation with a sister about this. Mm-hmm. And as I see it is, the Most High ascend that spirit, as he did in Kings 22, the lion spirit. He would send a spirit that would tempt Pharaoh, right? To test Pharaoh, and Pharaoh would yield to his own lust. Right. Like, I don't believe that, it's like, if I'll be corrected later, because one of the officers or captains that hear this, I'm thinking that what happens is, it's not that the Most High is coming and saying, okay, Pharaoh, I'm hardening your heart. He sends that spirit to test him, and he knows and already that he's going to choose, or he chooses not to let the people go. Like, you got the spirit on the left and the spirit on the right, right? And the spirit on the right is saying, let the people go. And the spirit on the left is saying, don't let the people go. You'll yield to the spirit on the left. Like you'll lean to that. So I believe that's why the Most High says he hardened his heart, because he sent that spirit to test that part of Pharaoh on how he wanted to do just that anyway. Right.
Well, yeah, we would definitely have to pull the scripture, you know what I mean, to definitely, solidify that, man. But I would definitely say that, like we all know, the Most High is he the creator of both good and evil.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So, however he chose or however he did it, the fact of the matter is he did it for a single purpose. And that single purpose was to show his power. You know what I mean? His purpose was to show he had to do that last hurrah. You know what I mean? And it's like this, man. These are the people that oppressed us. These are the people that we thought all this time that we get our food, clothing, shelter, and one of all things from. You see what I'm saying? So we had to see how wicked these people were. Just like in today's day. You know what I mean? Just like today. You know what I mean? You see these people that's killing us in the street with impunity. Now we got Karens. You know what I mean? When we come and say Black Lives Matter, you got these people that come up and say all lives matter. Blue lives matter. You see what I'm saying? When all you trying to say is that gone, can I just be a human? You know what I'm saying? But they saying no. And you try to educate your children on what happened in the past, and they say no, we're not gonna teach that in the schools. Critical race theory. You see what I'm saying? Like it's you got to understand. They don't want you to know who you are because they love being over you. They love being on top of you. And as long as you don't know who you are, and as long as you don't have access to your power, then they can live freely the way they want to live, and then so-called say that you are equal with them. Go ahead.
God, you want me to get the precept about the king in 1 King 22? That's about the lion spirit.
Come on,
all right, so that's 1 King 22 and 19. Mm-hmm. It says, now this is just making a reference to what I was just saying about how the Most High would send that spirit to go and see how Pharaoh would yield to that. Right? Mm-hmm. It says, and he said, hear thou therefore the words which Yahweh, I saw Yahweh sitting on his throne, and all the hosts of heaven standing by him on his right hand and on his left. Now notice it says on his right hand and on his left. All right, so he's seeing his vision, right? Mm-hmm. Verse 20. And Yahweh said, who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead. And one said of this manner, and another said on that manner. So on the left and on the right, they was talking about it, you know. Verse 21, and there came forth a spirit and stood before Yahweh and said, I will persuade him. Just like Pharaoh. I'm saying this is how, you know, I see it. It would take place sort of like this. So this is why the Most High says, I harden this heart. Verse 22. And Yahweh said unto him, wherewith? And he said, I will go forth. This is what the Spirit said. And I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And he said, thou shalt persuade him and prevail also. Go forth and do so. Now, therefore, behold, Yahweh had put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these thy prophets, and Yahweh had spoken evil concerning thee. So notice it says, like if I may, in verse 23, I want to read it again. It says, now, therefore, after all of that took place, just like I'm saying that he had hardened the heart of Pharaoh. It's the same type of language, verse 23. Now, therefore, behold, Yahweh had put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these thy prophets. See, so it's saying Yahweh did it. Just like he's saying he hardened the heart of Pharaoh. Right. Not that he came and just, you know, laid up on and say, lie to me. You know, I mean, harden your heart. No, it was a spirit that stood up and said, I'll go and persuade Pharaoh not to let the people go. So, and you know, that's why, you know, I just brought that. So I just wanted to bring that out so that people won't know that we, you know, just make it something up.
Right. The water for that, sir. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So, you know, let's go ahead on to, what we still in 3?
We're in 3, Salakia.
So it says, how long will thou refuse to humble thyself before me? You know what I mean? Go ahead, sir. Oh, Salakia.
All right, verse 10. I mean, verse 3. Chapter 10, verse 3. And Moses said unto, I'm going to go ahead and read it now. And Moses said unto Aaron, Salakia. And Moses and Aaron came in unto Pharaoh and said unto him, thou sayest Yahweh, the power of the Hebrews. How long will thou refuse to humble thyself before me? Let my people go, that they may serve me. Else, if they refuse to let my people go, behold, tomorrow will I bring the locusts into thy coast. Verse 5. And they shall cover the face of the earth, that one cannot be able to see the earth.
Good night.
And they shall eat the residue of all that which is escaped, which remain unto you from the hell.
Dang.
And shall eat every tree which groweth from you for you out of the field. Damn. Verse 6. And they shall fill thy houses, and the houses of all thy servants, and the houses of all the Egyptians, which neither thy fathers nor thy fathers' fathers have seen since the day that they were upon the earth unto this day.
Dang.
And he turned himself and went out from Pharaoh. That's cold right there.
That is cold. Yeah, guys. Get this in your mind, like visualize what's happening here, man. You gotta understand, man. That's like going up into the president's house, right? And just saying, "Hey, look, man. Most High sending a Marion, man."
That's right. And this was gonna happen. This is what's
gonna happen. He gonna come in here. And he gonna on all your people, and he just gonna kill them all, man. You know what I'm saying? All right, I'll holler.
It just bounced.
And it just bounced. Just turn away like, man, no fear, man.
None.
No fear. You understand that Pharaoh could have killed him right there on the spot.
That's right. And Salaki, if I may, just keep in mind, Pharaoh, this is the most powerful man on the planet right now.
Kind.
This is the most powerful kingdom on the earth at this moment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He had just been the Most High had just blessed Egypt
Right.
through Joseph.
Come on.
And made that and rose that seat high up. That was a powerful seat he was sitting in. Moses walked up in there and said that and just
turned his back on him.
Out of here.
Like, listen, man. If you don't get it right, man, I'm gonna send something else upon you. I'm gonna send some locusts on this earth. You ain't gonna see the ground. The ground gonna be moving. We actually read this last week.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's good enough to read again.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because listen, man, you gotta understand. And I brought out a story of how I went over a friend's house and he had so many daggone roses look like the ground moved, but I could still see the ground. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, goodness gracious, man. At that point, why not say to yourself, all right, man, y'all go ahead. You know what I mean? All I gotta do is let you go.
Right.
That's all I gotta do.
That's it.
I ain't got to serve you. I ain't gotta do nothing. All I gotta do is let you go, so you can serve your the Most High power.
And remember, Salaki, if I may, he initially just said go out and serve him.
Right.
He didn't say, well, we gonna roll and leave, and I said we gone.
Now we gone.
Right. Yeah. You want a trip? Okay. Now
yeah.
guess what? It's gonna get even worse.
Yeah, exactly. Come. My goodness.
Salaki, and what's heavy is verse 7, because the servants saw it. They seeing all this, so they like. Verse 7, and Pharaoh's servants said unto him, how long shall this man be a snare unto us? Let the men go.
Let them go.
He like, yo, listen, like, did you just see it? What we just read? They saw it. So they like, man, this dude, yo, come on, man. Where you go? Just
let the brother
just
go,
let him leave, just man. Yeah, listen, I advise you to just let him go. So that's heavy. Let the men go, that they may serve Yahweh their power. Know it, Salaki, if I may.
Going it. It's coming out.
This, if we really understood how this is being worded right now, because just keep in mind the way that it's how the translators translated it, it takes away from it, because look, it says, Salaki, if I may, I want to read both ways, if I may. It says in verse 7, and Pharaoh's servant said unto him, how long shall this man be a snare unto us? Let the men go, that they may serve the Lord their God, right? It takes away from Yahweh thy power.
Right.
Even when we talk about Yahweh, thy power of the Hebrews, if it was translated in the fashion on how it really means from the Hebrew,
right?
Like instead of taking, you see, because what they did was they took out Yahweh and they put all capital letters for Lord in there.
Right.
When in reality, that's Yahweh,
right.
And then the word God means power. If they would really had translated it from that fashion, it will also help you understand that this is very personal. Right. The power of the Hebrews, you know. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish, Salakia. Knowest thou not yet that Egypt is destroyed? Know it now not yet that Egypt is destroyed?
Can't you see it?
Yeah, don't you see it? Let them go, man. Let them go. Come out of here, man. Let them people go, man. What's wrong with you, man?
Like, what more do we got to go through? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And, you know, when we read on into the next 7, and I'll make sure that we do the next 7 later. I didn't mark it this week, but I'll make sure I marked it this week so that we can go into the next, because it gets heavy. You know what I'm saying? He then goes and says, well, all right, well then, how long and who's going? Who's going? You know what I mean? And when he find out, he probably gonna be like, oh, hell no. Nah, we ain't having that. No, you can just take this amount. You know, everybody else can stay back. Nah, we all go. We all go. And if you don't stop now, then it's gonna get worse on you. People. And now, like you said, man. Now the Egyptians is like, goodness gracious, man.
Come on, man.
Let the men go.
Please.
Let the men
it's
go.
Their and notice they say
it's their power. It's their power. I'm going to assert their power.
It ain't nobody else's power. But you talk to some of these freaks on
man.
Clubhouse.
It's everybody's power.
This one boy, man, he said everybody. It was all nations that came out of Egypt with us. Good I said, night. What?
Yeah. I heard that one before.
Christians will say anything.
We hear all types of things, man, and you know that's why I love this truth, because we bust it all the way down.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying? We bust it all the way down. Wherever it says, if they try to sit here and say it came for everybody, Paraboth, you understand there's a predisposition that shows that it's only for the 12 tribes of the house of Israel. You know what I mean? Now, if you want to go ahead and be with the predispositions of what the Christian church says, then go ahead. You know what I mean? I ain't going to fight you but for too long. You know what I mean? I got Officer Thashiyam for that. You know what I'm saying? Officer Thashiyam will beat you down. You know what I'm saying? He will beat you all the way down. You know what I'm saying? Me, I'm just going to be like, all right, man, shalom. You know what I mean? Shalom, man. You know, you'll see one day. You'll get it. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, some people are just so prideful, man. You know, like I said, beware the puffing up of the Sadducees and Pharisees. Some people are just so prideful. No matter what you say, they just going to go ahead and believe what they want to believe. They're going to believe that it's for the entire world.
I mean, Salaki, if I may, just like what we read about now, by the time they did get out of Egypt, they saw everything.
Right.
They still was like, why gotta be Moses?
Right.
Why gotta be Moses? Right. Why him?
Shoot, not only that, sir. Even after this, what they say.
Why gotta be Captain General Yohana?
It was better for us to be with the Egyptians.
I mean, Salakia, General Yohana, Salakia. Salakia, if I may, General Yohana, they saying it now.
Right.
Why gotta be General Yohana?
Yeah. They gonna say it was better for us to be with the Egyptians. It was better for us to be in America.
In America. Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
What about my badge and my boot?
Man, listen, man. Good night. So with that, you know what I mean, we're gonna go ahead and shut it down. We about to get ready. The brothers and sisters, Delaware, Philly, Jersey, we about to go out and feed the people out in Jersey. You know what I mean?
That's
so,
right.
you know, make sure y'all tune in to Delaware ISUPK. I'm pretty sure we're going to go ahead and, you know, put some videos out later. You know what I mean? And I'm sure one of the brothers will probably go live or whatever. But, you know, this is what we do, man. You know what I mean? We do for our people what nobody else would do. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, I understand some of these people, they doing it because 'tis the season, right? You know, we got people that going out there and, you know, giving out canned goods, you know, because they're just saying, you know, I'm in a season of giving. You know, every day is a season of giving for UPK. You know what I mean? We always giving for our people, man. And we ain't got to sit here and boast about it, man. Just watch us work. You know what I mean? And hopefully one day you'll understand that this kingdom does not come by observation. You know what I mean? It comes by doing it. Work. You know what I mean? By work. And the UPK is definitely about that work. And that's why I'm in the UPK. You know what I mean? Because we ain't about that lip service. We ain't about saying Shonda De La Bosa should have bought a Honda. You know what I mean? We out there, we putting our boots to the ground. We going out to the highways and the byways, and we telling our people what thus saith the Lord. No matter what comes up against us, no matter who try to kill us, whatever we may lose, you see what I'm saying? We're going to go ahead and continue to do that. And that's what the UPK is about. So any of my homies that's checking in, I definitely share this to my page. Y'all checking in and y'all see me, man. Listen, man, come check out the ISUPK. Come see what it's all about under Commander General Yohana. Started out of 1 West Harlem, New York. You have one more thing to say?
I got one more thing. Yeah, I just want to give a big shout out to Captain Kadazar, who came down and, you know, came on things that Christians say, and then came down and did a class down here. So we thank him for coming down and you know, bringing that and dropping that wisdom on us. We want to say that, and we just want to encourage people to tune in to Monday nights at 7. We'll be doing things that Christians say. Yep. We're getting ready to add a law class on Wednesdays. All right. Then we got class on Tuesdays here at the school from 7 to 9. And on Thursday. Yep. And on Friday, we got Las Kodash.
That's young going to get in the class.
I definitely need to get in the class. It's just so tight, man. Slavery, man. That's wild. That Friday is tough.
But yeah, we definitely had a lot more. You know, we had that. Come on in, man. We had 1232 North King Street. You know, in Wilmington, Delaware. You know, we definitely had that class on Fridays. Then of course Saturday we have the Sabbath service starting at 11. We usually go to about 1 to 2 o'clock. Depending on if we have anything else. But then, of course, right after that, we got camp. And then, you know, it's right back to it on Monday again. You know what I'm saying? So, But yeah, definitely tune into ISUPK Delaware.
Get rude in speech.
Shameless plug, rude in speech on Friday nights at 10 p.m. So yeah, just and that's really just us, laid back and just like really talking about a lot of the stuff that's going on in this world, man, from our point of view. So, but make sure most definitely you watch Black Watch, on Mondays.
Get in there.
9 a.m. man. So it's a lot of stuff that we have out here to teach to our people. And then not only that, we get to people on the airways, on YouTube, on the social media, and we out in them streets. So like I said, man, we about this work. But with that, you're gonna go ahead and send up these prayers. All right, bear with me here. Oh man, I put too much in there that time. La Yashala.
La Yashala.
As good as it's gonna get right now. Man, that wine is something else, boy. All right, Abijam, which means to stand. Let's go ahead and do it. You want to salute the Torah? Yashim?
Sir.
All right. Yeah, come up here. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah Brakya.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah Brakya.
All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to send up the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew and in English. Wapan Yahakwadam, which means to turn and face the east. All right, this is the Lord's Prayer. Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Kodash.
Kodash.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Shemka.
Shemka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Malakwika.
Malakwika.
Taba'ah.
Taba'ah.
Ratazayka.
Ratazayka.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Ba'aratazah.
Ba'aratazah.
Kawa.
Kawa.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Bashamayim.
Bashamayim.
Latananawa.
Latananawa.
Lakam.
Lakam.
Cow.
Cow.
Yawam.
Yawam.
Wasalakanawa.
Wasalakanawa.
Kabawathanawa.
Kawathanawa.
Kasalaknawa.
Kasalakanawa.
Kabawathinawa.
Kawathanawa.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Tabaya'ayanawa.
Tabaya'ayanawa.
Banasaya 1.
Banasaya
A ball.
Abol.
Hawashayanawa.
Awashayanawa.
Mayan.
Mayan.
Rai.
Ra.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Laka.
Laka.
Hamalakwith.
Amalak.
Waha'ala.
Wala'ala.
Wahathaparath.
Ayatapari.
La'awalumium.
Wa'awalumium.
Aman.
Aman.
In the English. Our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done
Thy will be done
in earth
in earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily bread,
our daily bread,
and forgive us our debts,
and forgive us our debt,
and as we forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into
And
temptation,
lead us not into temptation,
but deliver us from evil.
but deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the kingdom,
and the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
and the glory,
forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it.
All right. This is Cock the Power. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah.
Baba Kasha.
Baba Kashah.
The Thunder Now.
The thunder now.
Hakak.
Akah.
Hakak.
Akah.
Lara Pa'ah.
Lara Parah.
Kal Makala.
Kal Malara.
Wakal Madawa.
Kal Malara.
Hakak.
Akah.
Latahar.
Latahar.
Hamatazarian.
Hamatazarian.
Hakak.
Akah.
Lahakian.
Lahaki.
Hamathian.
Hamaki.
Hakak.
Akah.
Al Rakawa.
Al Rakawa.
Hatama Allah.
Hamatazal.
Lagarashan.
Lagarashan.
Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah.
Hashem Yahweh Shah.
The Wada Aman. In the English. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shah. Please give us the power. The power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it. All right, it's a prayer to bless Israel. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Barak Manawa. Wayasha Allah. Wahabaya Sapari. Ba'ashem Yahushua. Tawada Aman. In the English. Yahweh in the name of Yahushua. Bless us and Israel and the school. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it. All right, this is Psalms 121. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Ahahariah, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Isariah, Ma'ain, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Wa'aratazah, Ayathan, Lamawat, Regalka, Al Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayashan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al Yad, Yamyunka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ayakaka, Wayarak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal Rai, Yashamar, Afnapaska, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza Afka, Waba Wa'aka, Ma'aitha, Wa'ai, Awalum. In the English, I will lift up mine eyes to the hills. From which comes my help. My help coming from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade. Upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day. Nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee. From all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out. And thy coming in. From this time forth. And even forevermore. All right. This is Psalms 83. Alahayim, Al Damayalaka, Al Takarash, Wa Al Tashakwat, Al Kayahana, Al Yabyaka, Yahama Yawan, Ra'ash, Al Imaka, Ya Arayamwa, Sawada, Wayata, Ya Aitazawa, Al Tazapawamyaka, Amarwa, Lakawa, Wanakakiram, Magalia, Wala Ayasakar. Shamya Sha'ala, Iwada, Kaya, Nawa Aitazawa, Laba, Yakadwa, Al Yaka, Baryath, Yakarathwa, Ahalia, Idawam, Wayashimi Alim, Mawa'aba, Wahagarian, Gabal, Wa'amawan, Wa'amalak, Palashath, Am Yeshabya, Tazawar, Gamashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zerawai, Labanya Lawat, Salah, Aishalaham, Kamadian, Kasaya Sara'a, Kayabian, Banakal, Kayashwan, Nashamadwa, Ba'ayanda Ara, Hayawa, Daman, La'adma, Shayatamwa, Nadayamawa, Ka'arab, Wakazaba, Wakazabak, Wakatazal Manai, Kal Nasiyakamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Naya Arash, Lanawa, Af, Nawaf, Alahayam, Alahaya, Shayatamwa, Kagalgala, Kakwash, Lapanya Raka, Ka'ash, Taba Ira, Wakalaba, Thalahat, Harayam, Khan, Tharadatma, Basa Iraka, Wabasawa Pafka, Thaba Halam, Mala'a, Panyaham, Kuala One, Wayabakashwa, Shamka, Yahweh, Yabashwa, Wayabahawa, Ayai, Wayakapara, Wayabagwa, Wayadaiwa, Kayatha, Shemka, Yahweh, Labaka, Alayawan, Al, Kal, Ha'aratazah. All right, in the English. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still.
And be not still.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
For lo,
thine
enemies make a tumult.
Thine enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee, have lifted up their head.
Have lifted up their head.
They have taken crafty counsel.
They have taken crafty counsel
Against thy people.
Against thy people.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said,
Come,
and let us cut them off.
and let us cut them off
From being a nation.
from being a nation.
Let the name of Israel
Let the name of Israel
may be no more
may
remembrance.
be no more remembered.
For they have consulted together
For they have consulted together
with one consent.
with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against
The
thee.
tabernacles of Edom,
The tabernacles of Edom
and the Ishmaelites,
and the Ishmaelites
of Moab,
of Moab
and the Hagarenes,
and the Hagarenes,
Gabal,
Gabal
and Ammon,
and Ammon
and Amalek,
and Amalek,
Salakia, the Philistines,
the Philistines,
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Ashur also is joined with them.
Ashur is also joined in with
They
them.
have hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Salah,
Salah,
do unto them
do unto them
as unto the
as
Midianites,
unto the Midianites,
as to Sisera,
and to Sisera,
as to Jabin,
and to Jabin,
at the brook of
and the
Kison,
brook of Kison,
which perished at Endor.
which perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They have come dumbness for the earth.
Make their nobles like a red,
Make their nobles like a red,
and like Zaed,
and like Zaed.
yea,
Yea,
all their princes,
all their princes,
as Zabah,
as Abad,
and as Almunah,
as Amun,
who said,
who said,
let us take to ourselves
say to ourselves,
the houses of Yahweh in possession.
the house of our possession.
Oh, my power,
Oh, my power.
make them like a wheel,
Make them like a wheel,
as a stubble before the wind,
as they stumble before the wind,
as the fire burneth the wood,
as the fire burneth the wood,
and as the flame set up the mountains on fire.
as the flame set the mountains on fire.
So persecute them
So persecute them
with thy tempest,
with thy tempest,
and make them afraid
and make them afraid
with thy storm.
with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame,
Fill their faces with shame,
that they may seek thy name.
that they may seek thy name.
Oh, Yahweh,
Oh, Yahweh,
let them be confounded
let them be confounded
and troubled
and troubled
forever.
forever.
Yea,
Yea,
let them be put to shame
let them be put to shame
and perish,
and perish,
that men may know
that men may know
that thou,
that thou,
whose name alone
whose name alone
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
art the Most High
all the Most High,
over all the earth.
over all the earth.
All right, sorry. Turn. All right, ladies, if Shabby, it seems to be seated. All right, and that concludes Sabbath service. We're gonna go ahead and salute out to the brothers. Yeah, afterwards. Salute out. Ready? Aman Shabbat, Amizim, Barak, Yahaba Hashem Yahushua Barakatah. Yashmatah. Asar makes your turn. Ladies. All right. Men of Israel, Aman Shabbat, Amizim, Barak, Yahweh Shamar Alatham Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Yahweh Shamar Alatham Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Yashmatah. Dismiss. All right, if anybody wants to get anointed, step right on up.